Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this week's edition of our Let's Go G Sports Show. I'm your host, Meg Sloggett, and I'll take you through what's new in Spartan athletics. And boy, has it been a busy weekend. Not only was it senior day for men's and women's soccer, but volleyball also went 2-0 this weekend, keeping their undefeated record at home. Today's show mostly, though, is about women's soccer. We'll hear from assistant coach Sammy Towne and Chesney, who scored her 32nd career goal on Sunday. Men's soccer had a great week, beating Mercer 3-2 on the road. They capped off an emotional senior night on Saturday with a 3-0 victory over Wofford. Justin spoke to me after the game saying, "They're just great characters. I love them." The weekend's victory bumped them up to first place in the Southern Conference, edging Furman out of the top spot with a total of 17 points. The men have their last regular season home game tonight against VMI at 7 p.m. The men's team definitely has a lot to be happy about from what they've played, but as Justin also told me, they still have 2 more games and they need to be ready to play those. Inside Fleming Gymnasium, volleyball had one of the biggest games of the year, facing off against first place Chattanooga. The game went to 5 sets for the first time in the season. Back in action the next day, the women swept Samford in 3 sets, putting themselves at 3rd place in the league and remaining undefeated at home. Wasn't just about volleyball, though. It was also the Dig Pink weekend to help raise money for the Alight Foundation in Greensboro and to raise awareness for breast cancer.
To give you some information on where you can go for different things that you may need throughout your journey.
Men's basketball coach Wes Miller supported the cause and took some time to spread awareness about breast cancer by relaying his family's struggle with the disease.
It's affected me very directly. My grandmother had breast cancer, is a breast cancer survivor. My mother's gone through breast cancer over the last 2 years, so those are 2 that hit really close to home. I think that's real toughness, and we talk about toughness all the time on the basketball court. Those that can wake up and fight a terrible disease and have a positive attitude about it and do it day after day, that's the kind of real toughness that you see in the world every day, and it makes that stuff we talk about on the basketball court seem not that important.
On behalf of all of the staff and faculty at UNCG, we would like to extend a warm thank you to everyone who came to the event and to all of those who contributed to the fund. A special thank you also to our marketing team, Daisha Imes, Samantha Salkovitz, and CJ O'Leary for all the work you put into making sure that event is so very special. That event wasn't the only reason emotions were running high all weekend. It was senior day for women's soccer. They brought their conference record up to 6-2-1 with a 3-1 victory over VMI. We saw goals from Kaylin Perliman, Chesney White, and Diarra Simmons. Their success over the weekend secured the number 3 seed for the SoCon quarterfinals, and they will host Western Carolina on Saturday at 2 p.m. Here's assistant coach Sammy Towne on hosting the event.
It's really exciting, actually. This is my 4th year here at UNCG, and this will be the 3rd time that we've had the opportunity to host. Last year, we were actually on the road to at ETSU, and we have the privilege of hosting again. We started the first weekend off in conference with a little bit of a split weekend, so not saying we were nervous, but we have such a hard out-of-conference schedule that we were really hoping that would affect how we would do later on in conference, and I think that had a positive effect to us. We were on a really strong streak, and we gave up a loss to the number 1 seed Samford, but we finished well last weekend on senior day, and it was a great win here at home, so we're hoping that we can kind of take that energy going forward this weekend against Western Carolina on Saturday.
Women's tennis finished up a tournament this weekend and are back in action on Thursday for the Coastal Carolina Fall Invitational. Head coach Ali Gira told me that she is looking forward to the last fall tournament this weekend and that the team has built a lot of confidence in the last few tournaments. She says the girls are excited to get out of town and to compete against ECU, Campbell, and Coastal Carolina. And Lucy Mason was once again named the preseason all-conference player for the 3rd time in her career. We are all looking forward to watching her as a senior. It has been a crazy week in Spartan athletics, and that was a lot to get through. We're going on break now, but once we get back, you'll hear from Luke Martin at Grandover Resort with the men's golf team. After that, I'm going to sit down with Chesney White, and we can talk about her success over the last 4 years and what it's like to break records for senior year.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. To sell your home on time for the most money, you need a sharp agent with a marketing strategy that creates the most demand. Bottom line, you need a partner willing to put their own money on the line for you. In Greensboro and Winston-Salem, it would be Jason Bramblett. He attracts hundreds of buyers and creates so much demand that Jason can guarantee if your home doesn't sell at a price and deadline you agree to, he will buy it. Partner with the agent I trust. Go online or call and get your home sold.
Thanks, Meg. It was a great weekend for UNCG men's golf. They may have not been like the Purdue Boilermakers finishing first in the tournament, but the Spartans, for only the third time in the 11th annual Bridgestone Golf Collegiate, finish in the top 5, which head coach Terrence Stewart couldn't be more pleased with his team's effort.
Proud of the team. They did a really, really good job. We had 14 teams here. Came in here ranked as the 5th team. I think we finished tied for 3rd. Taylor and Jake had really good home events, but even like Bryce and James and Josh battled really well, and to have our 4th straight top 5 finish, the guys did a super job. He really has continued to learn. I thought it was a really good move to have Doc out with him. Doc and he work very, very well together. Anytime that Taylor ran into some bogeys or whatever, Doc was able to get him back on the horse, and both of them did a great job. They're going to be sitting in the weight room a lot, actually, so they're probably not going to like me a whole lot. Golf-wise, most of them will take the next 2 to 4 weeks. They'll actually probably put up their clubs, rest up some. This is really the only time of year that they can, rest. And then once they get to about Thanksgiving, all of them I know will start to play and also practice a lot, because all of them will have like 1 to 2 winter amateur tournaments. So they will be prepping hard for us to start our qualifying the end of January, and even though the Bridgestone has just ended, I think we're 14 weeks from going to Puerto Rico, so I'm going to be counting down those minutes.
You heard Coach Terrence Stewart there, Meg, talking about how he's counting down the minutes until his Spartans are able to tee it off again, just like a great head coach should, right? Not just focusing on the next couple of weeks that you got off. We're ready to get back out there and get the action in Puerto Rico come February 21st. But that does it for myself out here at the Grandover Resort. Meg, let's send it back to you for the rest of the show.
Thanks, Luke. Joining me on the field is Chesney White. And Chesney, what a senior year you've had so far. Sunday was your senior day, and there was a lot of emotion as everyone was walking up and getting their pictures and flowers. What was going through your head?
Just disbelief. I mean, everyone says that, it goes by so fast, and that's the biggest understatement of the century. I can remember senior game my freshman year, and now I'm out there as a senior being honored. It was just unreal. It was a lot of fun, though. I had a great time with my family and my coaches and all my friends.
And what a way to start that game. It was 3-1 the final score, but at one point it was tied 1-1. Your goal was the momentum changer, and Michael Cole, actually, after the game, he talked to me, he said it was a world-class goal. Walk me through that.
We didn't expect them to score a goal. They had one shot and they ended up having 1 goal. But after that, we had time, and I knew that we were going to get one. We'd been pounding the goal the whole game anyways, and from the very beginning when Candace got the ball and then passed it to Zoe, I knew it was going to create something, because Zoe always gets good crosses off. So just in the right spot at the right time.
And I saw you. I was on the sideline filming, and so I can hear a little bit of what you guys say to each other. And Diarra had a shot that I think she really wanted, and I saw you come up to her, and you said, "Don't worry, Dee, you're going to get the next one." And maybe it was more than a minute, but from what I thought, it was like within a minute she got the next goal. And that's a pretty cool thing to see, that type of leadership. So how important is leadership to this team?
It is really important. I mean, I've been in that position before where you miss one shot, two shots that you know you should have made, and it just wears on you because you feel like you're letting the team down. But I told her, Dee, you're lighting the fire and you're going to get the next one. And then the next play she scored, and you could tell that she was really elated about it. And like, we needed that. We needed that extra goal, and we needed for her to boost her confidence up. It was good.
And you guys are now coming into the semifinals, 6-2-1. You got the third seed. That has to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it does feel really good, especially last year finishing 5th place, which was one of the lower spots in the history of the program. And now we're 3rd. We get a home game on Halloween. We're playing a team that we've already beat, and so it feels really good. We've got a lot of confidence going in.
And last year at the end of the season, you hurt your knee, and you kind of had to battle back from injury, and maybe that was a little bit scary going into your senior year, but now you're breaking all kinds of records. So that's a pretty cool story.
Yeah, it was hard because I've never been injured in my entire life. I've never had a knee surgery, ankle surgery, anything like that. And then to have to work back through that was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do because I've never had to deal with that before. But I was just thinking, it's my last season. I'm not going to give up just because I have a minor setback. But, I mean, we've only got one guaranteed game left, so that's all that's on my mind right now.
And your last season, you are leading the team with 6 goals, and you had your 32nd career goal on Sunday, which brought you to the 6th all-time goal scorer at UNCG, which is a pretty crazy statistic. That's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely haven't scored as many goals as I had last year, but it feels good, though. It's always fun to score goals, even though I've been playing midfield instead of forward, but I'm still getting good shots off, so it's fun.
Going into Saturday, you guys are starting the semifinals, and it's on Halloween. What's the team feeling like? What's the atmosphere?
We're excited. We're super excited. Just with the past 3 years I've been here, we haven't made it past the quarterfinals, so there's a lot of pressure on us to win, especially against a team that's ranked below us. So we're kind of expected to win, but we're not overconfident. We know that we have to put in a lot of effort, and it's going to take a lot of heart to beat Western. So we're super excited, though. We've only got 4 days of practice until then, so we're ready.
Well, it's Chesney White, everyone. Thank you again for watching our Let's Go G Sports show. As always, you can keep updated on YouTube and on our webpage. Thanks again.